Hello everyone, this is Linda. I'm a demonstrator with Stampin' Up! Here in Australia, and today we're making a cool, little bit different Christmas card. You can see I've made a couple of versions here. I've got the sparkly one here with the I've used the sparkle glimmer paper, and on this one I've used the green. This is actually my husband's suggestion. He thought it made it look a bit more Christmassy, and maybe it does. You can let me know what you think. But which colour choice you go with, of course, is completely up to you. So I'll probably be making this one today, but I could easily change it over for the green. Okay, so let's get started. I'll pop those aside. We're going to be using the So Many Stars stamp set, and it's part of a bundle. It has a matching framelit set, which has all these beautiful framelits to match. So a lot of what's in here matches up with here. So for example, there's a couple of, I can show you straight up, there's some lovely stamps here that actually fit inside this flourish. So they actually go straight over the top. That's really, really cool. And then of course there's lots of stitched stars, which is the real, in my mind, the real, pardon the pun, the real star of the show. And you can see it does a line of stitching on the inside and also a line on the outside. So both your negative and your positive spaces have got that beautiful stitched edge. So I've already pre-cut these, so you haven't got to watch me do that, but I wanted to show them to you. There's 23 dies in there, and there's some more decorative stars and bits and pieces. So many things you can do with these. And of course, it's called So Many Stars, so that really is what it's all about. There's also some great sentiments in this set as well, so let's go ahead. I'm going to be using, as my base, a piece of Whisper White cardstock. So in Australia we use metric, and I've cut a piece of A4 cardstock in half exactly, and then I'm going to fold it in half again. If you're in the US and you use letter cardstock, you'll do the same. So I'm just going to pop that to one side, and then I'm going to be working on my card base here. So I've got a piece of Real Red cardstock. This Real Red has been cut so it just fits on the front of the white. So you can see that. I'll pop the measurements up on the screen for you. It fits just inside with a little bit of a border all the way around. And I'm going to be using one of the, like a series of stars stamps, and I'm actually using Real Red ink for that. So Real Red tone on tone stamping. And I'm just going to be stamping straight down the edges here. It's just kind of just a nice little decorative edge. Okay, just like that, because that's the only part of it you're going to actually see. Then I'm bringing in a new product. Now this is fancy stuff. It's awesome. It's called Mercury Glass Acetate. It comes in two designs, both in the one packet. You get 4 12 by 12 sheets, 2 of each. And this is kind of a speckle design. If I bring in one of these other ones that I also did, this is a little different to the one we're doing today. This one has more like, it looks like shattered glass or ice. So you can see the difference in the two designs. They're both fantastic. I love them. So I'm going to be attaching it with glue dots. I think that they're the best thing. And what you want to do is you want to find your first glue dot. Doesn't really matter which side of this we use. And I'm just going to pop some glue dots. Doesn't even matter if they're not right in the corner. I'm just hiding them behind some of the thicker part of the design. So you will never see them. And it's a great way to just hold them in place. So I've got one in each corner, sort of, and then one down each side. And then I'm going to be popping that straight onto my piece of Real Red so that there is a border all the way around, just like that. And that's enough to hold that in place, which looks rather nice. Okay, now I've also used our stitched rectangle dies to cut a rectangle, a black rectangle, which is going to go right here. Now don't worry about the size of this too much. I will post, like I said before, the measurements will be on the screen. You should be able to see those, but it doesn't matter. If you like it a little bigger, you could have a little bigger, or you could have a little smaller. Totally up to you. And it's also got that lovely stitched edge around. But if you don't have the stitched rectangles dies, of course you could just cut a rectangle, but it's rather nice. So this time I'm going to use a different set of stars. The other ones were kind of like they look kind of like a speckle design, I guess. These ones are kind of got a different design totally. And for this I wanted to use our new shimmery, let me see the actual name, Silvery Shimmer Delicata Metallic ink. So this stuff is just fabulous. It's got this awesome shimmer to it. And I'm just going to stamp it across my black piece. I just like it as a bit of a, I guess, a bit of a backing design. And you're not going to be able to see a lot of these anyway, but I just thought it was really nice just to have it. And I'm leaving this place down the bottom here because I'd like to put in the same ink the word joy, also from the same stamp set. And I'm going to pop that, sorry about the back of my head, guys. I'm going to pop that right here in this corner. Okay, just like that. All right. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is just start putting it together. I'm going to actually put some dimensionals behind the back of this. So here they are, just popping those in, one in each corner, not too close to the corner. I'd rather they're not seen from the other side. And I'm going to take the backs off those. And we're just going to pop that whole thing here, just off to one side so you can still see some of the stars, just like that. Okay, then I've got a grey star here, and I've already popped the matching, or there's actually a couple that match this one, the matching stamp for this one on here, and I'm going to use Smoky Slate. So this colour is, I really shouldn't say grey, it's Smoky Slate, and this is Smoky Slate ink. And I'm just going to ink that up, get over the top of it, line it up, which is not hard to do at all because you can see straight through these blocks. And I've got a pretty little design on that there. Let's put it all together. Now I've got this flourish that I've also cut out of the same framelits, and purposely I didn't put out all the pieces ahead of time because I wanted to show you that when you take these pieces out, some of them create lots of other little stars, which is great because it means you've got like extra dies that you cut out at the same time, that you don't then have to go back and cut more stars. And of course you can use those on your project, and I'm going to do that. So let's pull those stars out. There's just a few of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 stars. So that's all cut at the same time as you cut the flourish. And then a couple of other random pieces. Just push them out with the pokey tool of some kind. I'm using the Take Your Pick tool, and you can see I've got my die brush on the other end. I could use that as well, but I wanted to be sure to be able to see those stars. So there we go. Now I've got this piece. You should be able to see it looking, it's beautiful. Isn't it a lovely flourish? Let's move all those bits out of the way. Now, it doesn't really matter which way this goes, whether you have it this way or this way. Doesn't really matter. I'm just going to pop a little bit of Tombow down behind this. Oh, there's a couple of bits I missed. Quick. Grab those as well. There we go. All right, so it doesn't really matter too much what's going on in here in the middle because it's going to be covered up by the other stars anyway, and I just want enough here to hold it. So I'd like a little bit of the flourish heading off on one side here and a little bit down the bottom. So just want to hold it in the middle like that, because the rest of it is going to get held down with the stars. Now you could put this on dimensionals if you wanted. I'm just going to pop it flat, so I'm going to add some Tombow here behind the star, and I'm going to pop that star straight on there so you can see why I don't need to worry about putting the flourish down too much because I'm holding it down with the glue from the star, just like that. And then I am going to use a couple of dimensionals behind this beautiful red star. I'm not going to worry about stamping on this one because he's going to have another beautiful piece on top of him. I'll pop that one. I'm going to actually offset this one. I'm going to have it so it's a little bit off to one side, just like that. And then the last one I have is this beautiful decorative star, also cut with the same framelits. Isn't that pretty? And I've used the glimmer paper for that. And I'm going to pop a little bit of Tombow there in the middle. And once again, I'm offsetting it a little bit. This one is slightly smaller than the others, and I think the size difference makes it look really cool. Whoops, the back of a dimensional. If you get a little bit of glue poking out, don't worry, it's going to dry clear. Okay, just like that. All right, and then I'm going to add some glue to the back of this. And I'm going to pop the whole thing together. So you can see how easy this is. It's a pretty quick card actually. And it looks fancy. So this was a real challenge, this card for me, because I made it for a workshop hostess who told me she would like me to use, she wanted Christmas, but she liked black. And maybe some red and maybe some grey. So this was my answer to her request. And I think I got away with it. She liked it, and I didn't even know that she really likes stars as well. So that was an extra bonus. So there you go. Here's our cards. Aren't they cool? I love them. Oh, I had these stars left over. I forgot. You could use a little bit of Tombow behind each star. Or if you wanted to, you could even pop them up on mini dimensionals. That'd be nice as well. Oops, I've got a bit more, too much glue on that, but I'll wipe that off. Thankfully, mercury glass hides lots of things. Okay, pop that there. And then maybe a tiny dot of glue down here, another one, just like that. And maybe one more, maybe a medium-sized one somewhere. There we go, we're done. I hope you like that, guys. It's a lot of fun when you're putting things like this together. A bit of gluing and sticking for your Monday. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that, and I enjoyed making it with you. If there's any of these things that that you are after, of course we have an online store, and you can visit that. The link will be in the description below. Have a great day. Bye bye.